Hello, welcome to my space station. Today let's talk about a very basic yet important topic. What makes a planet a planet? So in 2006, when Pluto was disqualified from its very high status of being a planet, many people wondered what makes a planet, which is the question we'll be discussing in this video. So basically, if you take a look at the night sky, you'll see lots of tiny dots. Now, let's say I take a random dot in the sky and I say that's a planet. Do you think anyone would believe me? That would probably be a no. So before I can prove that anything in the sky is a planet, I have to make that thing which is I'm seeing to be proving with three criteria. The first criteria is that that thing I'm seeing in the sky must be in a very spherical shape. Now it's possible, it's allowed for a planet to not be perfectly spherical. It's allowed if it's maybe a little bit towards like the oval side, but it has to be generally fitting the criteria of a sphere. The second category is that its gravity must be high enough that it has cleared its neighborhood of all objects. And basically that means that if there are many rocks around the object in the sky that I've observed, it can't be a planet because it doesn't have enough gravity to clear all the objects around it, make a perfectly like sterile space around it. And it must be in an elliptical or circular object around its parent star. These three criteria have to be met for my object in the sky for it to be classified as a planet. If it fails in even one of these criteria, it cannot be called a planet. This is the upset that Pluto got. Pluto is spherical, Pluto does orbit the sun perfectly, but it has not cleared its neighborhood of its objects. There are many rocks around the vicinity of Pluto which are not like in an orbit around Pluto, meaning that they are not its moons. They are generally following their own path. That means that they are not generally part of Pluto's like moon system. That means that they're random foreign objects. And there are so many of them that Pluto cannot be called a planet because it's not cleared its cosmic neighborhood. Basically, it's that Pluto does have moons, but around those moons are also objects which are not the moons. So yeah, this does happen a lot where like objects come into the Earth's orbit, but these are usually cleaned up easily. The Earth's gravity either deflects them back out, or they just either crash into the Earth or they pass out. But the thing with Pluto is that they stay there and follow their patterns while inside Pluto while not being a moon. That's the upset that Pluto got after its discovery in 1930. Pluto was discovered. Around 70 years later, in 2006, the IAU voted Pluto out. Here's the funny part. The IAU actually had a vote in which the astronomers, part of the entire organization from around the world, they came into place and they voted. And the majority vote was that Pluto should not be classified as a planet. This caused many 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds to be in a state of sadness, and Pluto itself, because it's no longer a planet. So generally these are the main criteria, but some other criteria which usually people also like usually try to follow when assigning planet is that the planets should also have an atmosphere and a rocky core. These are not official requirements, but usually a planet should have these to have any chance of being habitable. So usually when astronomers look at objects in other star systems, they not only look at these three categories, they also look at the data that is like being sent to the planet to see if it has an atmosphere, to see if it has a rocky core, which type of planet is it, and all that stuff to eventually prove it's an exoplanet. And also exoplanets follow the same criteria that normal planets do. So I hope this short but precise video would be able to clear the doubts on why Pluto is no longer a planet and what distinguishes a planet from a dwarf planet and all. So I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.